In this video, I'm talking about the 5 things I absolutely love about Chicago, like the rooftop bars. And I'm talking about the 5 things I wish were different about Chicago, like the swimming pool sized potholes. Keep watching to find out what all 5 are. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. This is Austin Weiss. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the Chicagoland area. I do a ton of video content all about what it's like to work, eat, live, and play right here in Chicago. If you're new to this channel, make sure to tap that bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. Okay, let's jump right into the first pro, the job opportunities here. With the most diverse economy in the United States, we're the 9th richest city in the entire world, and we have over 400 major corporations headquartered right here. With job opportunities being abundant in the tech startup industry between finance tech, health tech, and big data, we have one of the largest healthcare systems in the country with 46 hospitals alone within the city limits. IT quickly becoming the fastest growing sector here in Chicago. Manufacturing is big between food, plastics, and metals, and transportation with a central railway hub. The supply chain depends on freight, trucking, and both major airports. Because of the job opportunities and the city environment, the cost of living is quite high compared to the national average. It's not as high as some of the other major cities such as San Francisco, New York City, and LA. So I'll go into way more detail about this in my cost of living in Chicago video, maybe linked here or over here. We'll talk about sales tax, rents, cost to buy a house, and much more, so make sure to check that out in the future. Next on my list is the diverse food from all around the world, from fine dining to casual to bar food. We pretty much have it covered here in Chicago. It was actually ranked the #1 restaurant city by Bon Appetit magazine recently, and the #1 city in the world for food and drink by the Time Out Index. The Oscars of the food world moved to Chicago in 2015, honoring the best chefs and restaurants. Neighborhood restaurants are culinary destinations, and Chicago has about 90 neighborhoods, each with their own unique personality, culture, aesthetics, and taste. So you better get started if you're going to try them all. Home to one of the best burgers in America at Au Cheval, and don't miss out on the Mexican food movement. I love me some guacamole. My #2 con about Chicago is the crime. It has improved of late in the last few years, but with a population of about 2.7 million, people get a little stir crazy and tend to break the law. And break the law they do. I found this crimes map of the city of Chicago on neighborhoodscout.com. I will make sure to link this down below in the description. It shows a map of the city of Chicago. You can see the dark blue areas are the most crime-riddled neighborhoods, with the lighter blues and the whites being the safest. It also gives you some crime analytics based on the rest of the United States for violent crimes and property crimes. That takes us right into my 3rd least favorite thing about the city of Chicago, and that is the traffic and the non-existent parking. In a city where distance is measured in time, and even if you can get there through all the traffic and around all the swimming pool sized potholes, where are you going to park? Nowhere. Unless you have really deep pockets and are planning to spend $25-30 for a parking spot, you're not going to find anywhere. We've coined and trademarked the term dibs because we've had to dig our cars out of parking spots in the winter. If you drive around, you'll see lawn chairs, children's toys, and personal grills sitting outside in the street. That's because someone has taken the time to dig their car out of the snow and they don't want any of their neighbors parking there. That's their spot for the winter at that point. We do have a large population of Uber and Lyft drivers, with the largest Uber pickup station right outside the United Center. We do have rentable blue bikes called Divvy bikes with 200 miles of bike lanes in the city. That sometimes is the way to go to get to your destination. We also have rentable scooters, and I really hope that that program continues because it's super fun to zip around late at night around the United Center and other areas of the city. And we have Spot Hero, which is kind of like the Uber and Lyft of parking spots. You can hop onto your app, reserve a parking spot, whatever destination you're going to, and it's all yours. If you love entertainment as much as I do, you're gonna love Chicago. Between the music, the theater, the comedy clubs, and the sports, I mean, we have 2 baseball teams, the Cubs and the White Sox. The Bears, even though they have not won in like 26 years, we still love them. We have the Chicago Fire, the MLS soccer team, the house that Jordan built, the United Center, home of the Bulls and the Blackhawks, and we have numerous minor league teams as well. Numerous professional women's athletic teams such as the Red Stars, the Sky, and the Bandits. If you want to sip on a cocktail from your rooftop pool as a F-16 flies by, we have the Air and Water Show each and every summer. We also have the Chicago Marathon, numerous fun runs, 5Ks, and the Chicago Triathlon. With over 200 theaters citywide, we have virtually something for everybody. Some of the more popular theaters include Looking Glass, Goodman, and the Chicago Shakespeare Theater. If you're looking for music, be sure to check out the Lyric Opera, Chicago Symphony Center, and the House of Blues. We have a ton of Broadway performances here in Chicago. I will make sure to link those down below. And if you're looking to get your laugh on, Chicago is known for its improv comedy clubs such as Second City, I.O. Theater, and Zanies. Okay, so something you won't find out until you actually live here or visit here is the noise levels. I mean, it's the city. There's a ton of people. Between the midnight emergency calls and your tap dancing neighbors, you're pretty much going to hear everything, especially if you have your doors or windows open. You're living right on top of people, whether you're in an apartment or a condo. Even if you do have a single family house, I mean, the houses are literally right next door to each other. There's not much of a space in between the houses. So the noise levels are definitely something I wish were different about the city. There's not really much you can do. You just have to get used to it. And after you live here for a while, it just kind of becomes part of the norm and you deal with it. Okay, outside of downtown and the Loop, Chicago sprawls out into its 90 different neighborhoods. There's quite a bit of park and outdoor space, which is something I absolutely love about the city. My favorite is the Lakefront Trail, which is 18.5 miles of a walking, jogging / bike trail. There's plenty of beaches, and there's also awesome parks, such as the Maggie Daley Park, Millennium Park, and Grant Park. The 606 Trail, where they actually converted an old CTA elevated rail line into a walking, biking, and jogging path with dog areas, gardens, and a lot of different scenic views. It's really cool to see, so make sure to go check it out. Dozens of sandy beaches where you'll personally find me during the summer months, with plenty of water sports, beach sand volleyball, and fishing. Did I mention the dog parks? They're super cute, watching them crash into the water after their ball or stick or hanging out with their other buddies. Did I mention Lincoln Park Zoo with the free pass to get in? Yeah, you can go see lions, tigers, elephants, hippos, gorillas, and any type of slithering creature you want. It's all free at the Lincoln Park Zoo. And since summers are second to none here in Chicago, we love our rooftop bars, with the most popular ones being Cindy's overlooking Millennium Park, Z-Bar, Apogee, and a couple others. I will link a list of the top ones in the city down below. And my least favorite thing about Chicago is our cold, wet, and windy winters with gray skies for a few weeks at a time. Expect winter to last from November through March, with the coldest months being January and February. A few days here and there in the negatives. For the most part, it's in the 20s and 30s. We get snow sporadically. It definitely is enough to ruin your morning commute to work and jam up the highways. Unplowed bike lanes, you're definitely going to need to learn how to dig your car out of the parking space if you're parking on the street, and learn all about dibs. Last but certainly not least, I absolutely love how easy it is to move around the city. That's if you're not driving your own car and can't get through the traffic or find a parking spot. But with the CTA train line, the second largest of its kind in the country, and the Metro, it's really easy to get in and out of the city, back out to the suburbs if you want to commute to work. We also have 2 major airports, so if you actually do want to escape our cold, wet, and dreary winters, you can go somewhere warm at a whim's notice. We also have 200 miles of bike lanes, plenty of Uber and Lyft opportunities here in the city. And like I mentioned before, if you ever want to zip around on one of those scooters, those are rentable as well. If I left any pros or cons out that you would want to add yourself, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. If there's ever anything I can do for you as far as your move here in Chicagoland, whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm available by phone, text, email, and I would love for the opportunity to make your real estate experience super simplified. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. I'm already ready for beach season. I'm not putting that in the video. If you like entertainment as much as I do, Chicago does not fall short. Between the music, the theater, the comedy clubs, and the sports, I mean, we have 2 baseball teams. What other major cities that are actually fun to be in have major